He perched on the roof, gaping wide, bloody spears around our 7 gates. But then he was away. Before his jaws were filled with our blood, our Hephaestus torches to take our crowns and tabards. Such a clash merry swelled behind him, a hard conquest for the dragon's rival.
For Zeus hates excessively the boasts of a great tongue, and looking upon them, coming in rapid flow, overconfident in plain gold, he threw down the one rushing with brandished fire to the top of his goal, sinking, already to proclaim his victory.
He fell in an arc to the hard ground, torch in his hand, and the one with raging onslaught fiercely was breathing, with the rush the most hateful winds. But those things went otherwise, and great Ares sent them to various fates, smiting them with our chariot's strongest horse.
7 captives at our 7 gates, marshaled against equal foes, left to Zeus the router bronze weapon, except those 2 wretches who were born the same father and the same mother, standing against each other with doubly slain spears. They both took an equal share of their common death.
My dear sister through common blood, do you know of any evil Oedipus Zeus will not perform on us who still live? For I have seen nothing, nothing painful, nothing mad or shameful or dishonorable that is not among your or my sorrows. And now what do they say? The general has just put an edict over the entire city. Have you heard of it? Or have you avoided hearing how our friends suffer the fate of foes?
Gentlemen, the gods have set right again our city's affairs, after shaking them in a storm. And I have summoned you here out of all the citizens, knowing well how you have always revered the power of Laius' throne. Then, both when Oedipus saved the city, and when he fell, you stood in consistent
unlamented, unburied, a sweet find for birds to feast upon. Such things, they say, are good crayon decree. For you and me. For me, I say. And he's coming here to announce it, clearly to anyone who hasn't heard, for he considers it no small matter. But for the one who does any of it, the penalty is death by public stoning. There, you have it, and soon you will show how nobly you honor your noble word.
What more, my poor girl, in times like these could I do that would not twist the knot further?
Will you share in the labor and the deed?
What is the venture? Where have your thoughts gone?
Will you lift the corpse with this very hand?
You want to bury it, although it's forbidden in the city.
I'll bury my brother, your brother too, though you refuse. I'll not be found a traitor.
Bad woman, even when Creole forbids it.
This is my judgment, and never from me will the babes pay equal honor to the good. But whoever is friendly to the city will in life and death be equally honored by me.
You are your pleasure to decide this, son Prometheus, concerning the city's friends and foe. You may use any capital for the dead and with all of us who live.
Then I would have you keep watch over my words.
Give this task to a younger man to do.
No, the corpse's guards are already posted.
What would you have us do beyond this?
Do not join with those disobeying it.
No man is so foolish as to lust for death.
He has no right to keep me from my own.
No, no, think, my sister, how our father died. Hated and infamous, but offenses self-detected, smiting both his eyes with his very own hands. His wife and mother, both words in one, took her life with a twisted noose. Then third, her two brothers, in just one day, slew each other. Poor wretches, achieving such a common doom at one another's hands. And now the two of us, left all alone. Think how very horribly we will die if we go against the king's decree and strength outside the law. Rather, consider that we were born women, who we should not fight with men, and that we are ruled by more powerful people, and must obey them, even in more painful things. Therefore, I ask for forgiveness from those below as I am forced into these matters and yield to those who walk with authority. For to do excessive things is nonsense.
I would not order you, and if you change your minds now, I would not have you do it with me. Be whatever you want, and I will bury him. It seems fair to me to die while doing it, since I must honor those below a longer time than people here, for I shall lie there forever. You, though, dishonor the gods' commands, if you wish.
I do not dishonor them, but to do this against the state, I have no strength for it.
Use that excuse if you like, but I indeed will go and keep a tomb for my dearest brother.
Alas, how I feared you, daring girl.
Do not fear for me. Straighten out your own life.
Then, at least, proclaim this deed to no one, and keep it secret, and I shall do the same.
Oh, denounce it. I will hate you the more if you don't tell these things to everyone.
You have a hot heart for chicken matters.
But I'll please those I must please most.
If you can, it won't be impossible.
Oh, stop whenever my strength
You
fails.
should not start an impossible quest.
If you say this, you will be hateful to me, and the dead will hate you always, justly. But let me and my foolish plans suffer this terrible thing, for I shall succumb to nothing so awful as a shameful death.
Then go, if this seems best to you. But know that your friends truly love you, however foolish.
deed nor been privy to the planning group to it. But at last, when our investigation came to nothing, one man spoke up, caused us all to nod our heads to the ground in fear. But we had no alternative to what he said, nor a safe course for ourselves if we obeyed. His idea was that the deed must be brought to you, and not concealed. This idea prevailed, and the lot chose unhappy me to take this good office. So here I am, unwilling. I know well among the unwilling, for no one cherishes the messenger of evil words.
My lord, my mind has long been counseling that perhaps this was the work of the gods.
Stop! Before you say something to really anger me and show yourself both old and foolish. You speak unsufferably when you claim the gods have some concern for this carcass. Would they honor him as a benefactor and bury him, who came to set fire to the temple's girt with columns, to scatter their donations, earth, and laws? Or do you revere the gods that honor evil men? It isn't so. Rather, even before men in this city resisted this decree and mumbled against me secretly, shaking their heads and refusing to bear the yoke as they should to gratify me. These guards here have been bribed, I can see that clearly, by such men to do this. For no institution has so harmed humanity as the creation of money. However many did this for money, have brought punishment among themselves. But since Zeus holds my reverence still, know this well. I will say an oath before you. Unless you find the culprit of this tomb and bring him before these eyes of mine, death alone will not protect you. You will be hanged alive to demonstrate your insolent crimes, so the rest of your lives you may steal, knowing once and for all what sort of reward it brings, and learn that we must not love all profit equally, for you should know that more men suffer from shameful gains than are saved by them.
May I say something, or should I just turn and go?
You have annoyed me just by saying that.
Does it sting in the ears or in your soul?
Why? Do you care where my pain is located?
If you were troubled to mind, cut your ears.
Oh, it is clear you were born a babbler.
Regardless, I would never do the deed.
You have, and you have sold your soul for cash.
Alas, it's terrible when the one who judges wrong.
Quibble now about judgments, but if you don't show me who did this, you will affirm that foul prophets reap terrible rewards.
Well, I hope we do find him, but whether he's taken or not, perchance controls, there is no way you'll see me coming back here. Even now, beyond my hope and thought, I have been saved, and oh, the guts of gratitude!
But nothing is more wondrous than humanity. It crosses even the gray sea with a stormy south wind, passing under churning waves and open waters. And the oldest of the gods, immortal, inexhaustible urn that wears away. With clouds, it winds back and forth, year after year, turning up the soil with the offspring of horses.
He captures and takes the blithe tribe of birds, and the races of beasts, and the salty brood of the sea and the coils of broken necks. A very skillful man. He rules with devices, the mountain haunts of the wild animal, and tames the shaggy-necked horse with a yoke upon its back, and the tireless mounted gold.
He taught himself wind-like thought and city-ruling urges, how to flee the slings of the forest under winter's clear sky and the arrows of stormy rain, ever resourceful.
Against no possibility is he at a loss, for death alone he finds no aid, but he has devised escape from impossible diseases.
With clever creativity beyond expectation, he moves now to evil, now to good. The one who observes the laws of the land and justice are compact with the gods is honored in his
my coming timely?
My lord, a mortal should never swear that something cannot happen. For heaven's sake, make liars of our plans. Just now, I swore I'd never come back here because those threats you shot at me. But the greatest pleasure is the joy you didn't even hope for. I came here despite my oaths to the contrary, bringing this girl who was captured performing the rites of error. This time, no law was shaken. No, this one was my good luck and no others. Now, my lord, you take her as you wish and question and sentence her. I've just freed myself from these troubles.
But to bring her? Where did you find her? How?
She was buried, then. You know it all.
Do you really mean what you are saying?
She was caught buried in the very corpse you forbade. Am I speaking clearly enough?
And how was she seen and caught in the act?
Here's how it happened. When we came back, threatened by all those terrible things you said, we brushed off all the dust that was covering the body and left the clammy thing well and truly veiled. Then, head to the highest hills, fleeing with foul stench, each man tossing reproaches back and forth. If any man's attention strayed from his task, it was in that time of the day where the bright circle of the sun stands in the middle of the sky and the heat burns. Suddenly, a cyclone lifted up from the earth, a storm of dirt, a distress of heaven. It fills the flame, tormenting and ripping apart the trees. The whole sky was filled. I just closed her eyes and wrote out the divine storm. When it ended, she was seen. A girl who was wailing bitterly, like the shrill voice of a bird who sees her empty nest stripped of its nurslings. Thus, she screamed, "No!" When she saw the encumbered body, she called down evil curses on whoever had done the work. Immediately gathered dry dust in her hands, lifted up from a jug of fine bronze, she crowned the corpse with threefold libations. Well, of course, we rushed forward and caught her quickly, completely perplexed. Then we questioned her about the previous incident and the current. She stood in denial of nothing, something for me both sweet and painful all at once. Oh, nothing is sweeter than escaping trouble for yourself, but it's painful to conduct friends into it. But for me, everything takes second place to my own safety.
You there, staring down at the ground, speak up. Do you affirm or deny doing these things?
I assert that I did it. I do not deny it.
Tell me briefly, not at length. Did you know it had been announced not to do these things?
I did. Why would I not know? It was clear.
And yet, you dared to overstep these laws.
Because it wasn't Zeus who pronounced these things to me, nor did justice, companion of the gods below, establish such laws for humanity. I would never think that your pronouncements had such strength that being mortal they could override the unwritten, everlasting prescriptions of the gods, but live forever, and no one knows when they first appeared. I did not intend to pay the penalty to the gods in fear of violating these laws. I would fear for some man's opinion, for I know I will die. How could I not, even if you had not proclaimed it? But if I die before my time, I consider this an advantage. Anyone who lives a life of sorrow as I do, how could they not count it a blessing to die? Therefore, there's no pain for me in meeting this fate. Whereas if I were to endure that one, born from my mother, die unburied, that would cause me pain. As it is, I feel nothing. If, however, I seem to have acted foolishly, perhaps I owe my foolishness to a fool.
She's clearly the fierce daughter of a fierce father.
She doesn't know to bend to the wind.
But know that hard minds fall the hardest, and that iron, so powerful of itself, baked into exceeding hardness, you might see crack or break into pieces. She showed herself capable of insolence then, going beyond the laws put before her. Her second insolence, after she had done it, was to exult in her deed, and laughed that she had done it. Now, I am no man, but she is a man. If power lies in her impunity, no. Even if she were closer than my sister's child, closer than any who share my family's chapel, her and her sister will not escape the worst fate. For that girl, too, I charge equal in plotting this burial. Her, too, bring her here, for I've just seen her inside in fury, not like someone in full control of her senses. For the heart of one who weaves wickedness is usually convicted beforehand. I, for my part, hate anyone caught in the act who tries to beautify his crimes thereupon.
Do you want something more than killing me?
Nothing more. I have that, and I have it all.
Then why wait? Nothing you say gives me the slightest pleasure. I pray nothing you say ever will, and by nature I offend you. Yet could my fame be more gloriously established than by placing my brother in a tomb? I think all thieves would agree if fear did not hold their tongues. Tyranny is lucky in many ways. Above all, in doing and saying what it will.
You alone of all Cadmus's race think this!
These think it too, but hold their tongues for you!
Aren't you ashamed to think differently from them?
There's no shame in revering one from the same womb.
And no brother died for the other side?
A brother by the same mother and father.
Why then this honor insulting to him?
The dead man would not agree with you.
If you honor him equally with the wicked.
This was not his slave who died, but his brother.
Ravaging this land while he stood in her defense.
Nevertheless, Hades requires these rights.
The good don't want to share honors with the bad.
Who knows what's considered righteous below?
An enemy is not a friend, even when dead.
I cannot share in their hate, only their love.
Then go below if you must be loved. Love them. No woman will rule while I live.
But here is Ismene before the doors, tears running down her face out of love for her sister. A shadow over her flushed brow disfigures her face, staining her lovely cheek.
You, like a creeping viper, you hid in my house, poisoning me. I did not know I was nurturing two blights to rebel against my throne. Come, tell me. Will you also claim a share in this funeral? Do you deny it?
I did the deed. If she consents, and I will take and bear the charge.
But justice will not allow this to you, since neither did you want, nor did I share it.
But in your time of trouble, I am not ashamed to sail those stormy seas beside you.
Death and the dead will see who did the deed. I love no friends who are only friends in words.
No, sister, do not dishonor me, but let me die with you and honor him who died.
You may not die with me, nor call yours that which you did not touch. My death is enough.
Can I desire a life where you have left me?
Ask Creon, since you're his protector.
Why do you grieve me if it does not help yourself?
If I mock you, I do so with pain.
But now, what can I do to help you now?
Save yourself. I do not grudge you your escape.
Poor girl, am I to have no share in your fate?
Because you choose to live, and I to die.
But not when my arguments left unspoken.
You seem clever to some, I to others.
And the error is equal for us both.
Cheer up. You live, and my soul has been dead a long time, that I might serve the dead.
I declare both these children fools. One just becomes so, one her whole life.
Indeed, my lord, what sense we have does not stand by us in troubles, but goes away.
For you, at least, choosing bad deeds with bad people.
What will I leave me alone without her?
Do not speak of her. She is already gone.
You would kill the bride of your own son.
There are other fields just as fertile.
Not with as much harmony as he has with her.
I do not want bad wives for my sons.
Dearest Damon, how your father injures you.
You annoy me, and this marriage of yours.
Will you really rob your son of this girl?
Death alone will stop this wedding for me.
It is determined. It seems that she shall die.
For you and me both. Waste no more time, but bring them inside now. From now on, they must be women, and not wander free. For even brave men flee when they see death so close.
Truly blessed are all those who have not tasted evil. For to them whose house is shaken by the gods, no species of madness is left out, creeping over the majority of the family. Like the swell of the salt sea, when the sea's darkness runs upon angry Thracian winds, it churns up murky sand from the deep in the storm-swept promontories, beaten by opposing waves, roar with lamentation.
I see the old woes of the house of the Lapicides and the woes of the dead, nor does the new generation deliver its praise, but one of the gods throws them down.
They have no release, for now light has fallen on the last root of the house of Oedipus. Bloody actions of the lower gods now mow her down in turn, along with the folly of arguments and fury of wits.
O Zeus, what human transgressions could limit your power?
All catching sleep never takes it, nor the unwearied lungs of the gods. But as never-decaying master, you will hold the brilliant radiance of Olympus.
The law will prevail in time that is time to come. In all time past, nothing comes assuredly to every mortal life.
Nothing but the rush to ruin. For indeed, wide-ranging hope is a blessing to many men, but to many, also a trick of light-minded desire. It comes to one who knows nothing until he burns his foot walking on hot fire. Hence the old saying still shows its wisdom. Sometimes the bad seems good to one whose wit God leads to madness. Evil lasts a short time without ruin. But here is Haman, the last and youngest of your children. Does he come in grief for the fate of his intended bride, the maiden Anthilator?
Son, we will soon know better than predictions. Can it be that you have heard my final vote and come to fight your father for your bride? Or am I your friend, whatever I do?
Father, I am yours, and as you have me, you guide the best course for me to follow. No marriage will ever be more important to me than justly carrying out your precepts.
And that, child, is how you ought to keep your affections. Stand by your father's ideas in all things. This is why a man prays to have obedient children in his house, that he may take vengeance on his father's enemies in bad times, and honor his friends as he himself does. But whoever sires useless children, what could you say except he has created problems for himself and much laughter for his enemies? My boy, never give up your wits for a woman because of the pleasure, knowing that this darling becomes cold in your arms. Therefore, spit her out like an enemy and let her find a husband in hell. Since I caught her of open, all entire people in open rebellion, I will not make myself a liar to the city, but kill her. So let her call on the Zeus of kinship. For if I nurture defiance in my relatives, I truly have for those outside my clan. Whoever is a good man at home is shown to be just in the city too. But whoever goes outside these laws woman. It would be better, if it had to be, to fall at a man's hand and not to be called worse than a woman.
Father, the gods endow human beings with intelligence, which is the greatest of all possessions. I could never. I don't know how I could say you don't speak correctly. But sometimes another man's opinion is also right. You, however, cannot watch everything that people say or do or blame. Out of the common men, out of fear of your face, won't say such things as you would not rejoice to hear. But I can hear these things in the darkness. How the city weeps for this girl. Says she's the least worthy of all women to die so badly for such noble deeds. She didn't let her brother lie unburied, to be devoured by some ravenous dog or bird. They ought to give her an award. Oh. When you do well, Father, I have no more honor possession than that. For what prize is greater for children than a father's fame when he's prospering, or a son's for his father? Don't be so stubborn that you say you and you alone are right. Whoever thinks that he's the only one who can think or use his tongue or soul, no one else. These men, when you open them up, are seen to be hollow. But for a man to learn, even a wise man, is nothing shameful, nor to learn to bend and give way. You see how in the winter storms, the trees yield that save even their twigs, but those who oppose it are destroyed root and branch. Brother, yield your anger and let yourself change. Even though I am young, a good idea might come from me. It would be best by far that men be born full of all of the knowledge that there is. But for usually to not turn out that way, to learn from those who speak well, is a good substitute.
My lord, if someone speaks in season, you should listen, and you also, for both sides, have spoken well.
At our age, taught reason by a man so young,
Taught nothing that is not just. If I am young, I do not need more time to study what's right.
so what's right includes revering anarchists.
I never tell someone to revere the wicked.
And she has not been taken by this disease.
Her fellow citizens in Thebes deny it.
The city will tell me how I ought to rule it.
Do you hear how rash and young you sound?
Should I rule this land for myself or for others?
The city does not belong to one man.
Isn't the city thought to be her rulers?
To be a good monarch for a desert.
It seems he's an ally of the women.
If you are a woman, I care only for you.
Worst of all men, at odds with your own father.
Not when I see you at odds with justice.
Am I wrong to protect my own
You
empire?
don't protect it when you trample the honors of the gods.
Disgusting character! To play second to a woman.
I would rather yield to her than to evil.
In any case, this whole speech is for her.
And for you and for me and for all the gods below.
You cannot marry her while alive.
Then she will die, and in dying, destroy another.
You dare threaten me so boldly.
What threat is it to speak my resolve to you?
You will regret teaching what you do not know.
Were you not my father, I would call you a fool.
You are a slave to a woman. Don't shout at me.
Will you make argument but hear no answer?
Really? Then no. By Olympus, that you will not revile me with insults and rejoice. Bring the hated thing, so that she may die at once, closed by the eyes of her bridegroom.
No, not in my sight. Never think that this can happen. She will not die beside me, and you will never see my face again. So rage to all of your friends who can bear it.
My lord, the man is gone, quick with anger. His mind, as
even shaken up this kin strife with her glances. Clear desire for the bride is victorious. Love is Coadjutor, the great laws of old. For Aphrodite, the irresistible goddess, is laughing. But now, I myself am also crave beyond her laws.
It can no longer hold back the streams of tears when I see Antigone heading to the bridal chamber where all rust sleep.
See me, O citizens of my ancestral land, treading the final path, gazing on the final light of the sun, never again. But death, the groom of all, leads me alive to the promontory of Acheron. I have no share of marriage hymns, no hymn for me, my wedding, anyhow. But I shall be the bride of death.
Therefore, you will go famous and honored into the depths of the dead, not stricken by wasting disease or taking the wages of the sword, but alone of mortals you will go, ruler of yourself, down to Hades.
I have heard that most sorrowfully did our Phrygian guest die, the daughter of Tantalus. On the Sibylline cliff, how, like a vine of ivy, the petrifying process overwhelmed her, and the rain never leaves her. Languishing there, so men say, nor does the snow ever leave her. And beneath her tearful lids, she wets the ridges with her tears. My destiny sends me to a rest, most like hers.
But she was a goddess and born of the gods, while we are mortals of the mortal race. Still it will be to a great fame to share the lot of the godlike as you live, and later, when you die.
Oh, I am mocked by our father's gods. Why do you outrage me? Not yet departed, but still in the light. O city, O rich gentlemen of the city, hail, springs of Dirce, and grove of many charioted thieves. I'll yet have you as my witness. Oh, I have no friends to mourn me. By what laws I go to the heaped up prison of my unheard of tomb. Oh, poor lot, who have no home among mortals or corpses, neither the living or the dead.
And went forward far too boldly and crashed into the lofty pedestal of justice, my child. You are paid for your father's crimes.
You have touched the most painful of my cares, the thrice repeated doom of my father, that whole fate of ours, the famous labdicides. Oh, the sins of my mother's bed, my ill-fated mother's self-creating intercourse with my father. From such as this I was born miserable.
Reverence is a mark of character, but power, for a man who has it, does not tolerate offense against himself. Your self-guiding anger destroys you.
O tomb, O bridal bower, O underground home everlasting, whither I journey to you, whose great number so many destroyed. Persephone has received among the dead. To these I go, the last of them all, and worst by far, before my allowance of life is spent. Nevertheless, as I go, I nurture the hope that I may come dear to you, Father, dear to you, Mother, and dear to you, my own dear brother. When you died, I washed and adorned your bodies with my hands. But now, Polynices, after burying your body, I reap rewards like these? Still, I honor you well in the eyes of the wise. Shall I tell you the code I follow? I could get another husband when mine died, and a child from another man if I lost one from him. But since my mother and father both lie in hell, there's no field where I could grow another brother. With this as my law, I honor you above all others. To Creon, I seem to have made a mistake. Now, he holds me thus in his hands and leads me. No wedding, no bridal hymn, no share of marriage or raising children. But going live into the depths of the dead. Which of the gods' laws have I transgressed? Why should I salute the gods in my unhappiness? What ally can I call? In my case, by being pious, I have won the rewards of impiety? Nevertheless, if these men have sinned, may they not suffer more evils than they unjustly inflict on me.
Same violent winds still rage in her soul.
O ancestral town of Thebes and proverbial gods, I am led away indeed, no longer merely waiting.
Yeah, her grace was honorable. Oh, child, my child. And she was the storehouse of the golden flowing sea of Zeus. The power of hate
is something terrible.
it cannot be escaped, not by wealth or by war, not with a tower or a sea-lashed black ship.
Lords of Thebes, the two watching from one, we have come treading our common road, for the road of the blind is from the eye.
What news do you have, old Tiresias?
I shall teach you, and you trust the seer,
It is not my custom to disagree with you.
and thus you have came to this city correctly.
I will testify that you have helped me.
Think now that you have walked unto a razor's edge.
What is it? How I shudder at your words.
You will know when you hear the omens of my craft. For sitting on my ancient chair of bird watching, where in the past all birds have gathered for me, I heard a strange, new sound. Birds screaming with evil, barbaric frenzy, and I knew that they were tearing one another with bloody talons, but the rush of wings was clear. In fear, I went once to test the birds' sacrifices against the blazing altars, but no fire was found. Rather, upon the embers, a dripping ooze trickled from the thigh pieces. It smoked and sputtered, and the bile was scattered in the air, and the bones lay bare of the fat that had covered them. Thus, the omens had failed. There were no signs as I learned from this boy, for he was my God, as I am to others. This city is sick because of your counsel, for all our hearts are defiled by birds with dogs, who carry them, the corpse of the unlucky son of Oedipus. For this reason, the gods will not accept our prayers, burnt sacrifices with burnt thigh bones, nor do the gods shriek forth with clear signaling cries, forged with slain man's blood and fat. Therefore, think on these things, my child. For every man makes mistakes, but when he has made a mistake, that man is no longer foolish and unhappy who remedies the evil into which he has fallen. It is not stubborn. Obstinacy brings the charge of stupidity. Yield to the dead. Don't pick a fallen man. What promise does it take to kill one already dead? My counsel is good, and so is my advice. To learn from good advice is sweetest, if the advisor speaks to your advantage.
Go ahead, old man. All of you can shoot your arrows at me like archers at targets. I am not even left untouched by the seers. By your kind, I was bought and sold and carried home a long time ago. Make your profit. Purchase electrum from Sardis if you wish, and gold from India. But you will not place him in a tomb. Not even if Zeus's own eagles want to snatch up the carrion and bring it to the very throne of heaven. I will not allow him to be buried out of fear of this pollution. For I know well that no human is so powerful as to pollute the gods. But know that the cleverest of mortals, old Tiresias, fall with shameful crash when they decorate shameful words for the sake of profit.
Food. Does any man know? Does any consider?
What thing? What great aphorism do you speak?
How much prudence is the greatest of possessions?
As much as stupidity is the worst hurt?
You certainly seem full of this disease.
I do not want to return the seer's insult.
Yet you do when you say I prophesy lies.
Am I wrong to protect my own empire?
Yet you... No.
You speak these
my knowledge.
Do you think I say this for your profits?
Do I seem to say this as far as you're concerned?
No, that you'll not barter with my mind.
And you know well, before the sun has run a few laps more, you will give one from your loins, a corpse for corpses, in exchange for those you have sent from above the earth to below it. The living soul you have lodged dishonorably in a tomb, and the unhappy, unburied, unholy corpse you hold back from the gods below. You have no share in this, nor do the gods below. But this violence comes from you. However, the destroying avengers of hell and the furies of the gods are lying wait for you, that you may be taken in these same evils. Consider also, if I say this as a hired accuser, for a short time will reveal the wailing of men and women in your house. All these cities are stirred by hatred, whose mangled children took their only burial from some dog or burst, bird or winged beast, bringing an unholy stench into his native city. Since you hurt me, I have left these words like unswerving arrows of the heart against your spirit, whose sting you will not escape. Take me home, boy, so that this man may vent his anger against younger men, and learn to keep his tongue quieter, and fill his mind with more elevated thoughts than he has now.
My lord, this man has gone prophesying terrible things, and we know that he has never spoken falsely to the city.
I know, and I too am shaking in my heart. For to yield is a terrible thing, but it is just as terrible to give up my anger.
You must take good advice, child of Theseus.
What should I do? Tell me and I will obey.
Release the maiden from her rocky home and make a tomb for the unmarried man.
You advise this? You think I should yield?
As soon as possible, my lord, for swift-footed divine vengeance cuts down bad ideas.
At last. It is hard, but I must give up what my heart wished to do. One should not fight necessity.
Go now and do it. Do not leave it to others.
I'll go just as I am, since my judgment has turned and seen better ways. I bound her, and I will go and release her, for I fear it is more important to keep the established laws as long as one lives.
Many named one, glory of the Cadmean bride, offspring of the loud thundering Zeus, you who protect famous Italy, who are lord of welcome Lucius in the shelter of Demeter. O Bacchus, inhabitant of Thebes, mother city of the Bacchans, by the flowing streams of Isthmus, where the dragon's teeth were sown.
The flashing smoke has seen you over the double-crested rock, where Corinthian nymphs go as your Bacchians by Castella's stream. The ivy-covered slopes of Nisus mountain, the green edge, rich in grace, sends you visiting the streets of Thebes, while mortal tongues cry, Evo!
You honor this city above all others with your feather-smitten mother. But now, as the city and all her people are being held by the violence of disease, come cleansing fast over the cliff of Parnassus, or the lamenting crossing.
Hail, dancing master of the stars, breathing fire, overseer of the voices of the night, child of Zeus, appear, Lord, together with you, your attendant nymphs, who with their madness dance through the night, with you, Iacchus, giver of gifts.
Dwellers of the house of Cadmus and Amphion, there's no sort of human existence that I would ever praise or reproach as static. Chance sends us up, chance knocks us down. Good luck and bad luck always. Creon, voice enviable, I thought, who saved this land of Cadmus from her foes. Taking the sole rule of the country, he ruled, flourishing with good crop of sons. But now, he has lost it all. When joy betrays a man, I count him not as living, but consider him an animated corpse.
What new grief of our kings do you bring us?
They are dead, but the living are worthy of death.
And who slew them? Who has fallen? Tell us.
Haman is lost. His blood was shed by a familiar hand.
By his father's or his own hands?
His own, angry with his father for the murder.
Oh, seer, how correct your prophecy turned out.
With this, consider the rest besides.
And now I see poor Eurydice here, Creon's wife. She comes from the house in mourning of her son, or perhaps by chance.
Citizens, I have heard your cries, and as I was coming to the doors to go and pray before the goddess, Athena, the sound of my family's misfortune struck my ears, and I fell back, afraid, against my maids, and lost my senses. But still, tell me the story again, for I am already used to trouble.
Dear mistress, I shall say what I witnessed, and I shall leave out not one word of the truth. For I was following your husband was dying to farther Sparkling Lake, where the unpitied corpse of Polynices torn by dogs still lay. There, asking the goddess of crossroads and Pluto to put back their righteous anger and bathing the body as custom demands. We gathered what was left of him in newly plucked branches and heaping high to his native soil, headed to the stone-paved chamber of the bride of death. Near the unhallowed chamber, someone heard the shrill cry of mourning and pointed it out to our master Reagan. I heard the tortured voice, still unknown to him, creeping still closer. He groaned and sadly said,
Am I the prophet of my own doom? Was it an unlucky road I traveled here? The voice of my child grieves me. I would go closer and find out if I recognize the voice of Canaan, or if the gods deceive me.
at the command of our despairing master, we did observe it. In the last part of the tomb, we saw her, hanged by the neck, fastened by a noose of fine linen. There he was, clinging to her around her waist. When he saw them, he went towards the pair, calling in lament.
Daring boy, what is this thing you've done? Where have your thoughts gone? What misfortunes have destroyed your mind? Come out, child, as a suppliant, I beg you.
The boy glared at him wildly, answered nothing, drew his sword. He missed his father as he leapt away, and in his anger and frustration with himself, guided the sword, leaned on it, thrust it into his ribs. There he lay, poor boy. He got his wedding rights in the house of death.
What do you make of that? The lady is fled before she could say a word, good or bad.
I too am astonished, but I am fed by hopes that she does not think it right to mourn her son's fate in front of the city, but will set her maids to show their household's grief under their own roof.
I don't know. To me, excessive silence seems to bode as ill as too much shouting.
Then I will go. Lest she conceal something cold in her angry heart as she goes inside the house. I agree. There is also grief in too much silence.
In his arms a memorial too, and if it is right to say it, no foreign magnets but showing his own mistakes.
Mistakes from thoughtless thoughts, stubborn and deadly. O men who have seen kin slain and dying. Alas for the misfortune of my plans. O my son, forever young by this untimely death, you died. You were sent away by my foolish counsels, not your own.
I think you have seen justice too late.
Alas, I have learned pathetically. But then, oh, then some god was angry and hit me hard in the head and shook me on fierce roads, overturned and trampled my happiness. Oh, the ill-labored labors of mortals.
My lord, you have enough evils already. Those you carry now in your arms, those in the house you will see soon.
What is left more evil than these evils?
Your wife is dead.
Oh, haven of death, so hard to appease. Why, oh why do you ruin me? Oh, you who have announced these grievous pronouncements to me, what words you utter? You have slain again a man already destroyed. What do you say, boy? Why do you tell me this news? To seal upon my ruin, to add on my wife's fate?
It is here to see, no longer hidden within.
Now, I see the second, other evil. What, oh, what lot still awaits me?
Come by fashion. At the altar she loosed her darkly knot, lamenting first the famous death of Meckers who died before, and then of this one. At last, she called down evil fortune on you, the child slayer.
I am shaken with fear. Will no one strike me the mortal blow with a double-edged sword? I am a wretch at last, and I am made whole by wretchedness.
Yes, and you are responsible for these deaths and births.
How did she come to die?
She struck herself in the heart with her own hand. She learned what that pain before.
Woe is me. These things will never fall on another person so as to exonerate me. For I killed you, oh unhappy I claim it truly. Take me away right now. Take me out of the way. I don't exist anymore. I am no one.
You offer good advice if there's any good in suffering. The quickest solution is best when troubles are in your way.
Go, go. Let it appear the most beautiful of all fates. The one bringing me my last day. The very best fate. Go.